And we are live on Sports Today. Thanks for joining us. Our previous two attempts to go live weren't very successful, simply because I think we're having some problem with the heat here. It's so hot that for us, we have fresh lime lemonade or Pepsi, Coke, whatever to have and keep ourselves cool. But for our poor phone, which is doing all the hard work and making us connect with you guys, there isn't anything available. So he's been having a bit of a problem, and I've promised him that this is the last bit of live we'll do. So he's very graciously, from here.
We'll shift to another venue.
Oh yes, I'm saying for this stint,
we'll be live right throughout the day.
Yes.
And there's a new experiment that we're going to start with today. Hopefully it comes out well enough, and it's just like the sports channels do, or the bigger news channels do. The way you would have watched the super tech towers come down live.
Yes.
So there's one experiment which you would get to see around 6 o'clock India time. Are you aware of that?
Oh yes,
Huh?
yes. We're going to be showing you all angles.
Yeah.
All angles will be covered from Dubai. It'll be live on India Today TV and AajTak at 6 p.m. So you can tune
And on
in.
SportsTak and Sports Today
SportsTak
as
and
well.
Sports Today, yes.
No, I'm talking about that live stream, which our Amit Shah, our friend journalist Amit Shah is going to send you directly.
Yes, of course. That will be part of the broadcast. I
Oh.
said. So all of that you will get to see. For the moment, as I said, it's very, very hot. We'll give you a few updates as to what might happen. But before I go any further, just to my right is the Indian coach, Rahul Dravid. He's been here for the last 1.5 hours or so, just as we've been doing our live. He's been doing a lot of hard work. He only joined the team last evening, so he has a plenty of catching up to do. So he's been sitting with the mental conditioning coach, Paddy Upton, and both have been involved in a meeting with just few hours to go for the India versus Pakistan game.
Which is very significant in terms of, like what you said, in terms of what Virat said yesterday, or the interview came out yesterday. And I think it is time. I'm sure Nikhil, Virat spoke on behalf of many players.
Rohit said that, by the way, in the press conference he was
I
asked.
think it's time everybody took that seriously. If somebody like Virat could come up and say, listen, I'm very human, I have a body, I have a mind, it can crack. Imagine what can happen to the others.
Completely agree. So Virat Kohli said that, and it's very significant, as Vikrant is saying, that they're having this meeting right after that. The other significant meeting that happened was last night. First we reported on Sports Today and SportsTak. We're the first ones to tell you that Rahul Dravid has joined the team. And interestingly, they had a meeting right here at where we're sitting. This is exactly the same place where Rohit Sharma, the Indian captain, Vikram Rathore, the Indian batting coach, and Rahul Dravid, the Indian coach, sat and had a meeting. What was very interesting to note in that meeting happened straight after the Afghanistan-Sri Lanka game. And so clearly that meeting was to decide the Indian 11.
And the strategy.
And
would they want to bowl first? Would they want to bat first? Would they be due? Or is it so hot that there cannot be any dew? Was the ball swinging or not? Because we were not able to watch the game, honestly.
Yeah.
And going by, I think, Nikhil, the way Afghanistan chased it down, like you said earlier, the second innings could have been slightly better to bat.
Yeah.
Maybe, again, we don't know who were bowling with the new ball for Sri Lanka. Could also signify that maybe the ball wasn't swinging as much. They chased it down in 10 overs.
Oh yes, and the fact that yesterday in the press conference, contrasting statements, Babar Azam came out and said very openly that he's decided his 11, but he's not going to reveal it. But they had decided it even before the Sri Lanka-Afghanistan game. Rohit Sharma was very candid, very open, and he said, listen, we haven't decided our 11. We want to see this game, Afghanistan and Sri Lanka. We want to see how the pitch is playing, what the conditions are, because we will be playing the match on the same strip, the same pitch. Looking at how that game pans out, then we'll decide the 11. And it was interesting that right after that game got over, the captain and the coach and the batting coach convened and they were having a meeting. So it was clearly to decide the Indian team based on that. Now, considering that they're paying a lot of attention to what happened in that Afghanistan game, the spinners did well. So that would be the first indication that
I still feel that there is definitely a case of India playing three spinners.
Yeah.
Our cricket experts, former cricketers, legends, do not necessarily subscribe to that fact. Maybe they are right, but after having watched or having gone through the score sheet of last night's game, I would still imagine that India would play with 3 spinners.
Yes.
And I think the third spinner could well be Ravi Bishnoi. Somebody who bowls quick, just the way the Afghanistani bowlers do.
That's interesting actually. What we had been saying that Ashwin or Bishnoi, but I wouldn't be surprised if Bishnoi plays. One indicator is that because it was an optional practice and Ashwin came out to play, it's an indication that the players that are going to be playing the game most likely do not come to practice a day
But
before.
Rishabh Pant was also there.
Yeah.
So was Deepak Hooda. I mean, assuming that Deepak Hooda would have also wanted another round of batting, maybe Rishabh Pant would have wanted another round of batting.
Hooda also most likely not going to make
That
it.
looks difficult.
Yeah.
Looks difficult.
So I'm telling you, if you go by that logic, then Pant, Hooda and Ashwin sit out.
So Dinesh Karthik is the...
Could be. You never know.
And with Pakistan playing a right arm leg spinner and a left arm spinner, you would not have any left hand in your top.
I would. I'm saying if we were to take that
is fraught with risk. And if you bench Rishabh Pant, the first game in the Asia Cup, I think the larger ramifications could be severe.
Yes.
You would dent his confidence. You would then tell him that you're not our first choice. And he's somebody who's destructive. Hasn't done that in T20s, but there would be one day where he would become your X factor in T20s as well. This could be the beginning. I still feel that if Dinesh plays, he bats at number 7. I mean, you take the risk of dropping a bowler and playing Dinesh Karthik, you can do that. But I think Karthik for Pant, I really do not subscribe to that.
I know it's a close call and you'll have different thoughts. Even I think I agree maybe Pant starts ahead of him. I'm just saying if you were to take a look at that players that are coming to practice on optional practice day a day before the game, then the ones who are coming won't be part of the team, in which case then Pant, Hooda and Ashwin stand out. However, that's no hard and fast rule. It's not written in stone. It's not cast on stone. So that's not necessarily that is going to happen. But if I take that logic that if Pant is going to start ahead of DK, then I wouldn't be surprised if Ashwin also plays ahead of Bishnoi. And Ashwin did a lot of batting, by the way.
Yes.
So I think he would be given that.
Exactly. I agree with you. Could be. It could be. And maybe Ashwin is playing and he went to the ground to have another round of batting, another round of bowling. You never know.
Yes.
You never know.
That could very well be the possibility. In terms of your fast bowlers, Bhuvi is the first one you write his name, but then there is Avesh and Arshdeep. Either all
if you play 2, then it has to be Bhuvi and Arshdeep. You play Avesh as well.
Then a spinner goes out.
And also reverses your selection choices. I mean, your selectors sent 4 spinners and 3 fast bowlers here. And if you're playing all 3 of them in the first game plus Hardik Pandya, then it would mean that the wicket has grass on it.
Yeah.
But going by the runs and the wickets that the spinners picked up yesterday, I think, and you're playing another game 24 hours later on the same very pitch, I doubt if you would play 4 fast bowlers. I mean 3 plus Hardik Pandya. I think it'll be 2 plus Hardik Pandya.
Just to sum up before we wrap our live here, because we have a very busy day ahead, we'd be heading to do all the live programming, which you'll see on Sports Today and Sports Tak. In terms of the last game played between these two teams, Pakistan won. But what was interesting, both Rohit Sharma and Babar Azam said that that was a long time ago. We've erase that from our memory, in the sense we have to focus on this game. Rohit said that, listen, we do look at our losses, that's how we learn, but that's done, dusted, we've progressed from there. Babar said, listen, we don't want to boast about that win, we don't want to live in that time and say, hey, listen, we won, so we'll do well here. He said that is done, fresh game starts. If we keep boasting about it, it'll do us no good in this game. So very pragmatic approach by both captains, very
right
careful.
The right way also. Pakistan know that the conditions have changed.
Yes.
They know that in October the ball was swinging and they have Shaheen Shah Afridi as well. And having won that game, Nikhil, they know that now that there is pressure on them, because the Pakistani fans would expect them to beat India yet again, like we saw in the ground yesterday. India know that they had a bad day last year. Maybe, going into the tournament they had that fear of failure, which was their undoing. But I think to beat this Indian team now will be very, very difficult for Pakistan.
Yes.
It's not going to be so easy like it happened last year.
And let's not forget, India are the kings of Asia because Asia Cup, they've won it the most number of times, 7 to be precise. Head to head, India Pakistan in Asia Cup.
But
India.
that was also a first because we never lost a World Cup game to them then
Yes.
till that point, and then we lost.
But there's no first here. India have lost to Pakistan in the Asia Cup. India lead 8-5 head to head. So good signs there. But the last game, Pakistan won. So one other thing that I wanted to point out, we've been here, and in terms of fans, whatever we've seen in the practice area, 70-30 in favor of Pakistan. I've seen far more Pakistani fans, at least in and around the teams in the practice area. That could very well change in the game. You may have 50-50, but for the moment, whatever I've observed in the hotel and practice areas, more Pakistani fans than Indian fans, and sometimes that happens.
As you speak, I think the Indians are catching
flight?
all the available flights from Bombay, from Bangalore, from Delhi, from Calcutta, and I would think that the Indians would far outnumber the Pakistani fans inside the stadium today.
Oh, that because the fan support is going to be very crucial. Though I've seen a lot of Pakistani fans be more in love with Indian players.
Oh, yes.
Rohit Sharma, you've seen those visuals on Sports
Virat.
Today. Virat Kohli is a massive hit amongst Pakistani fans. If you see the fan interaction we've put on Sports Today, all those fans, Pakistani fans, are saying we want Virat to do well, and they said more than Shadab. No, he said Pakistan ke khilaf.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
No, Shadab to said not against us. They are
yeah.
saying no against us also. You should make. That's how much they love
It would be a good game.
Virat.
And we would be on India Today, we'd be on AajTak, Sports Today, Sports Tak. My humble request to all of you is to stay with us. Please do subscribe to Sports Today. I know we work for Sports Tak as well, and Sports Tak, you've given us all the love that you possibly could. This is a small baby, Sports Today. Please do subscribe and press the notification bell icon for Sports Today as well.
Bye bye. See you. Very busy day ahead for us. You guys have a good game. Bye.